Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. This is Amit, and this is the newly launched TVS Ronin, and we have already done a detailed Hindi walk around of this bike. This one that you see here is the properly accessorized version, so you'll see a lot of additional extras here. But let me first let you know as to what this motorcycle is. So as you can see here, this is a rather minimalistic kind of a styling, and TVS is presenting itself this motorcycle as a bike which can do a lot of stuff for you. So it can be your daily commuter and can take you out for some soft roading or for a weekend getaway to the nearest hills as well. So it's a very versatile motorcycle. Gets a 226cc oil cooled engine, and the peak power here is 20.4 PS at a rather relaxed 7,750 RPM, which is low for TVS motorcycles, and the torque here is 19.9 Newton meters at 3,750 RPM. Now those numbers are good, but those RPM levels are low, which means that this motorcycle has a very relaxed character and it will have a very nice low end torque. Now let's talk about the design as well, and as you can see, this motorcycle has a very nice retro kind of styling, and up front you have a 300mm disc. It gets a dual channel ABS on the top of the line variant. There are three variants. There is single tone single channel variant, there's a two tone single channel variant, and there's a three tone, which is this one with dual channel ABS. 41mm upside down forks, 9 spoke alloys, machine cut, and it gets this rather nice LED blinkers as well with this arrow shape, and these LED lights, if TVS has to be believed, are rather high tech and have a very homogeneous kind of a throw. I would show you a non-accessorized version as well, and if you go to see, this one here is the non-accessorized version. This is in black, and as you can see here, the front fender has a separate different kind of a color to it, and here also the color on the black version is completely different. It's not golden, so this black, which is a monotone, looks a little different from that one there. Let's talk about the instrument console as well, and here you have an offset instrument console. You have tacho, speedo, you have this the range here. Let me just show you the modes. There are two ABS modes as well, urban and rain. You have gear indicator, odo, trip meter. It will give you the range also, fuel gauge, and it also comes with connected tech, which is the Suzuki connected, which is a TVS connected tech, and you get turn by turn navigation. You will get phone accept or cancel and message notifications, etc. So in that sense, this is rather well done. As you can see, this is offset, this is not in the center. Switchgear quality seems pretty good, and the levers are non-adjustable. Now the mirrors here are very different looking. As you can see, the stems are very different from what you would generally find on such motorcycles. Now exhaust, as you can see here, the exhaust would also be different on different color schemes, but here it's done in brushed aluminum. The seat here is done in this ribbed texture, and at the rear it's plain, contrasting white stitching, and the seat height here is 795 mm. The tank is 14 liters, and it gets an aircraft fuel filler cap styling. The spin striping is here, and the seating position here is rather relaxed. It's meant for easy riding, not too committed. Now switch gear here, if you can hear the exhaust there, maybe you would get an understanding of how it sounds. It gets an engine kill switch, this mode button, hazard light switch. Let's have a look at the exhaust as well. Can you turn the engine on and rev it for me, please? एक बार. Thank you very much. Rev कीजिए ना please. Let's listen to the exhaust as well. It's got a very bassy exhaust, very nice, and TVS is really talking a lot about the exhaust on this motorcycle because it's very bassy. Now up front it gets block pattern 110 section, 110 17-inch wheels, and at the rear you get 130 section. The ground clearance here is about 180 mm, which should be good enough to take you for some soft roading expeditions. This thing here, this protection that you see here is plastic. This is not metal. Now one thing about this engine is that this is supposed to be very good at low revs, so you can ride in higher gears at low speeds, and the oil cooling here also is quite advanced, and it gets a bigger radiator as well for oil cooling. You also get these extended fins which would improve cooling, so that should also be an advantage. So in terms of cooling, TVS is really drumming up what they have done with the cooling system. These upside down forks also should give you a very nice feel. At the rear you get a monoshock with 7 step adjustment. Just like the front, the blinkers here are also LED with this arrow shape, and the tail light, as you can see here, is very simple yet very nicely done. This grab rail here seems very functional. What do you think about the styling? Do let me know. This is the black color. Ronin branding sits here, and you have this brushed aluminum effect here. This little four scoop here, and the TVS branding right here. Now this also gets a slip and assist clutch, which is a very good thing. And apart from what I've just told you, to manage engine silence and smoothness, this part here, the camshaft will be oil damped, so that would really make the engine very smooth. A lot of work has gone into developing this motorcycle, since this is a ground up product, and as you can see here, the chassis is a dual cradle unit, although you cannot see the stems, but see here, it's a dual cradle chassis, and here you have a contrasting ornamentation on the casing. It gets an engine inhibitor as well, and this is how it looks from here. The pricing on this motorcycle for the solid colors is 1.49 lakh rupees, and for the top of the line variant it goes all the way to 1.70 lakhs. Now in terms of positioning, this is supposed to be a motorcycle that can do a lot for you, and let's go to where we started off from. Along with the motorcycle, a lot of accessories and merchandise has also been infused, and as you can see, there are a lot of gloves here, Ronin specific helmets, boots, even belts, jackets, t-shirts and shirts. So TVS really wants to present this motorcycle as a lifestyle product, and as you can see here, there are a lot of other motorcycle related accessories as well, and there the motorcycle that I showed you before has all of those accessories put on it. It has a top box and saddlebags and a tank bag and a lot of other accessories, so you can really accessorize this motorcycle to your taste. And right from the beginning, TVS wants to sell this motorcycle as a lifestyle product. Here is another color. There is a 3-tone color, and this is the top of the line twin channel, and as you can see here, the exhaust is black. Ergonomic, easy riding, and a motorcycle which is very very versatile. That's what TVS is presenting this motorcycle as. Now for this headlight you get all LED illumination with this unique DRL. On top you have low beam, and at the bottom you have high beam. And I really would want to know as to what you think about the styling on this motorcycle. It's minimal and it can be polarizing. I would really like to know as to what you think about the colors. So there is the 3-tone grey and there is a 3-tone red. I have shown you the solids, and let's see the other two colors, and let's see the other two colors as well. There is the blue and there is the red, and I'm pretty sure you'd want to have a look at those colors as well. So here you have the red, and here you have the blue. You also have this pinstriping over the wheels, and generally this motorcycle is trying to probably fill in a space, the gap that you have between proper cruisers, classic motorcycles like say the RE350 or the Highness, and the sporty motorcycles which sit a little below that. So at this pricing, I think it's trying to fill in a gap, and not just in terms of its positioning but also in terms of the user mindset, where you have some users who want something which is very urbane, very sporty, very modern looking, versus something which is totally retro. I think this motorcycle tries to straddle those two segments, and from what TVS tells us, they want this motorcycle to be very versatile for the modern day consumer who doesn't really want to be bound within any genres. Someone who wants to do what he wants to do very instinctively. So this motorcycle has a very versatile character. The specs suggest that it is going to be very versatile, very easy to use, and would be able to do a lot of things, your daily commute as well as some soft roading or some corner carving. But whether it really is that good, how good is the suspension, what is the mileage, all of that stuff we'll be able to let you know only tomorrow when we ride this bike and come up with a review. The review will be up in the next 2 days, but I'm pretty sure that you would be interested in knowing how this performs, because if you want just one bike, this can really fill in the requirements. Like, it can really play the roles of a couple of motorcycles with what it can do. So that was my first impression of the new Ronin. I really hope that I was able to give you a good perspective on what this motorcycle is. We have very limited time here and there's just too many people, and obviously these motorcycles are static, so I cannot really tell you everything. But tomorrow after riding it, I'll let you know everything. Thanks a lot for watching. This is your friend Amit signing off. Until next time, rev hard, rev free, and ride safe.